What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventure 1994 here, and it is Saturday, September 24th, 2022, and we have two birthdays today. One, it's Jim Henson, who is the creator of the Muppets, and two, it's Steve Whitmire's birthday, who is also a puppeteer for the Muppets as well. So, we all know who Jim Henson is, right? Well, we all know him from being the voice of Kermit the Frog and Ernie and some other Muppets. And he's the one that started the whole Muppet franchises in the first place. Yeah, he's the one that created the Muppets and created all this stuff for the Muppets. Yeah, like he did the Muppets, Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, The Muppet Show, all that other stuff, and he voiced Kermit in 3 movies, which were The Muppet Movie, The Great Muppet Caper, and Muppets Take Manhattan. But sadly, he only voiced Kermit in 3 movies, because sadly he passed away in 1990. Yeah, and Steve Whitmire, he shares the same birthday as Jim Henson, and he was also the voice of Kermit after Henson passed away. And his first movie voicing Kermit was A Muppet Christmas Carol and Muppet Treasure Island. It was like a Muppet adaptation to A Christmas Carol and Treasure Island. Yeah, I think those Muppet specials were pretty great. Yeah, I think those were great Muppet films. Believe it or not. Yeah, and Steve Whitmire also did voices like Rizzo the Rat and Wembley Fraggle and many more Muppets. So yeah, Jim Henson and Steve Whitmire share the same voices of Kermit and Ernie, and they share the same birthday too. So they both voice Kermit and share the same birthdays, which is a coincidence. Yeah, there are plenty of other characters out there where one person and then another person have the same birthdays and they voice the same character. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Yeah. And Jim Henson, whatever Jim Henson did, Frank Oz always followed into voicing a character. I mean, Frank Oz just didn't do the Muppets, he did other things. Like, he voiced other characters in like other franchises and other movies. Like, he voiced Fungus in Monsters Inc. He did Yoda from Star Wars. He did many more characters than just the Muppets. I mean, he's the voice of Fozzie Bear, Miss Piggy, Sam Eagle, Cookie Monster. The list goes on for him with the Muppets, but he did much more than just the Muppets. I mean, Jim Henson and Frank Oz were like really close. With whatever content Jim Henson did, Frank Oz is a part of it. Because they were that close with each other. And when Jim Henson died, Frank Oz had it very hard when Henson died. Yeah, it was pretty sad when Henson died. Yeah, the funeral thing was pretty hard to watch, to tell you the truth. Because Frank Oz made the Muppets for who they are today. And I thank him for that. I knew the Muppets my whole life. Ever since I was little. And Sesame Street was my childhood. It was like another big part of my childhood. I've been to Sesame Place a few times in Pennsylvania. So, happy birthday, Jim Henson and Steve Whitmire. The old Kermit and the new Kermit voice. Unfortunately, Steve Whitmire doesn't do Kermit anymore. He got replaced by another puppeteer. But I kind of prefer his Jim Henson voice. Because that's the classic right there. That's basically the Kermit we know and love. And unfortunately, I don't really like the new Kermit voice because it doesn't sound that much like Kermit. Jim Henson and Steve Whitmire did a better job of voicing Kermit. So happy birthday, Jim Henson and Steve Whitmire. And thank you for making the Muppets for who they are today. And I guess that's it. Bye.